now there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow, all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hey everyone, welcome to this special live stream of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. Our social media handles have gone mental today because the kind of pings we are getting about two hot developments in the credit card and points and miles space. And we thought instead of responding solo one by one to everyone, which we've tried to do as much as we can, there's still a lot of you we haven't been able to get to. We thought, why not get together, go live, and break this down with all of you. Like always, joining me today are two very familiar faces that you've begun to admire. First, Adharaniya Dhimanji, our resident frameworks guy, always reminding us not to put all our eggs or all our miles in one basket. And then we've got Ameya, who brings us the sharp tactical lens, spotting sector-specific changes and telling us exactly who wins and who loses. And today's bearing and change has no impact on Ameya because he doesn't use the Atlas, because he's our Air India guy. Ameya, Dhiman, how are you doing? Good evening, guys. 10:30 baj gaye. How are you feeling?
Good. Yeah, been back-to-back long nights for me. I don't know if you guys, I know you guys don't watch football much, but there was an insane game last night. And if you want to feel old, the person who scored the winning goal was a 16-year-old kid. So make of it what you may.
Sahi. Dhiman, how are you?
Good man, I'm happy. Tomorrow is a holiday. So also the Mumbaikar inside me is happy. Ganesh Chaturthi, so very happy. Shubh Din. So the kind of news probably we didn't want to hear, but yeah, let's go with what we have at the table, man. Things happen.
Sahi. I think I love the comment that Ranbir put. He's like, क्या माहौल है, मजा आ गया. यार तुमको मजा किस में आ रहा है? डीवैल में आ रहा है, रिवैल में आ रहा है, या हमारी लाइव स्ट्रीम के लिए आ रहा है? वो बताओ. Akul is here. Akul, good to see you. Age Forever is saying Happy Ganesh Chaturthi. To you too, man. Really good to see you. Yes, it is the Great Indian Points and more Miles show time. Good to see you. Pratik, Darbar lag gaya hai indeed. Or glad ki banda hazir hai. And then look at this comment. I have to flash this comment, right, Dhiman? What is the first one and what is the next one? The first one is something we won't cover about today, but if you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer because I love that brand so much. But then Tushar made a fascinating comment, right? Tushar is like, yeah, this opening song has been stuck in my head for a couple of months. Tushar, is that a good thing or a bad thing? निकालना चाहिए, कंटिन्यू करना चाहिए. आप ये बता दो तो हमको हिंट मिल जाएगा. आपके कमेंट से पता नहीं चला कि करना क्या है. कार्तिक is saying कि weekend starts now. कार्तिक, तुमने Thursday Friday छुट्टी ले ली है क्या? Have you taken Thursday Friday off? You're looking at like a massive weekend. We've got tomorrow off, but then we're back to work on Thursday. But good to see all of you guys. I think there are a lot of questions. Like Madhav sitting on a ton of miles, right? And he wants to know whether he should transfer or hold. We got Samarth saying he's already transferred. Was this a good decision, bad decision? And then Lakwinder is like, is this true or not? तो हो क्या रहा है? क्या ये डर का माहौल है? That's like the question. Vaibhav is saying he's enjoying the opening. Good to see you, man. Thanks really for joining in. So today, like I always say, quick reminder, if you've got questions, whether about these two topics that we're going to cover today, which is the rumored shutdown of Axis Atlas or the devaluation that's happening on Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer as they roll out their new award chart effective November 1st. So Singapore Airlines new award chart comes in effective November 1st. what we are hearing, speculation is rife. There is the rumored shutdown of Axis Atlas. हमारे सूत्रों के मुताबिक, if I were to be that famed news reliable sources in the bank are telling us that the currency seems to have gotten expensive, which is the edge miles currency. And my understanding is they're fading away Atlas, they're bringing Horizon. Horizon default reward rate is going to be 2%. Accelerated travel reward rate is going to be 5%. That is going to replace the Atlas. That's what I have heard, but I don't really know what Dhimant or Amya have heard. We haven't genuinely got the time to sync up. So today, the intent is 3 nerds of points and miles are going to hang out. We are going to interact between ourselves, and with your questions, we'll interact with you as well. So if you've got questions, whether you're on Twitter, whether you're on YouTube, drop the comment in the chat or as replies on YouTube to any on Twitter to either Dhimant, mine, or the Great Indian Points and Miles handle, and we'll flash here, we'll feature them here, and then we'll get started. So with that, swagat hai sabka. I already see 1,000 of you have joined us live at 10:37 p.m. in the night, which is fantastic to see. Where I see the spread, which is 443 on YouTube, and the rest of you are on Twitter. Let's get started. The first topic: Axis Atlas rumored shutdown. Arguably, India's most loved travel card. Rumor has it Axis is probably going to stop taking new applications from 1st September. Questions we want answered today. Why is this such a big deal? Because I think Atlas nailed the sweet spot. Strong earn rates, flexible partners, unique travel perks. The big question tonight: do you rush to apply before the doors close? Have the doors closed already? Or do you hold back and look at smarter alternatives? Hint, the live stream that we did last week. Dhimant, let's get started with you. First question. For those who already have the Atlas, what does it mean? Are they now in an exclusive club, or should they prepare and brace for impact? Kya lag raha hai?
Yeah, if you already hold the Atlas, nothing changes for you, right? And you already going to continue getting the great transfer ratios that you already have. You're going to get all the perks that are there, the milestones stay. I don't think anything changes. So if you're in that bucket who has the Atlas, let me just stop you here about asking your questions and say, okay, your specific points right now are safe. Do not panic by transferring your points or edge miles anywhere right now. So that's the first message. The second, very interesting that Adil, you said that when you shut down a card, and we've seen this happening with City Prestige when City was closing, you become suddenly part of a exclusive club, right? And what is interesting to me is that there are 2 likely scenarios that I see, right? One, you become part of an exclusive club. The other thing, it means that the people who hold it are probably going to hold on to the benefits for a little longer, because if they were closing it down because of bad ratios, high burn, they're just trying to restrict it to a point, right? And also, I think the good news for the people who are holding it is not only do they hold it, but there is a potential 2 things that are planning to happen, right? One, they offer Horizon to people at a lower fee, right? And they make Horizon the default card and compete with the Travel One. The other end of the spectrum is that they give an upgrade opportunity to Olympus. Let's not forget that is on the table, right? So my only recommendation to people who are holding the Atlas is, and I've told this whenever any card closes, stay with it. Take that 5K punt that you already taken if you're not sure if your renewal is around. At least that's what I would have done, or I am going to do. Interesting times ahead, right? And the last part, Adil, like you correctly said at the beginning, long-term basis ki baat karte hai. Banks can change features, tweaks, they can close Atlas, anything can happen. Don't be sore about such things. I still know people who ping me every day saying ki my entire stash is in Axis. People in Delhi whom we met that other day, like there are people who just have the Axis card. Diversify your bets. We'll talk about a lot of interesting cards in the episode, in the live stream. Please look at diversifying your bets so that if even Atlas has to go through a tough phase, you are standing, firm. That's what I would say, Adil.
Cool. Let's try and answer some comments. There are lots of fun comments coming in. I'm just laughing at a few. So थोड़े मजेदार वाले पहले लेते हैं, and then we'll get to the rest, right? 1 minute. Let me scroll here. So first, Abdul Kader, who's a good friend of the show, messages. He had a call actually at 10:30, and he messaged me, "Yaar, I won't be able to attend the live stream." And I look at that hashtag. He's saying, सच्ची शिद्दत से चाहो तो पक्का तुम्हारे लिए मीटिंग भी मूव हो जाएगी, and his meeting instantly got moved. So awesome, good to see you, Abdul. I hope you're having fun in Manchester or London, wherever you are. Look at this
Let's hope your
message.
manager is also not on our call, huh, Adil? We are hoping his manager is also not on this call.
ये भी हो सकता है, मजा ही आ जाएगा यार if that happens. That will be crazy. But there's another message from Wasim, right? So Wasim is like, he's sitting on 125k active miles. Holy cow, man, Wasim, you're sitting on like 5 lakh worth of Accor currency, or you're sitting on like 250k of whatever airline currency of your choice, right? Which is mad insane. But the thing is, you can move out only 60k of that to Group A, and then the rest of that will have to move to Group B. So let's call the expert here. Ameya, what's your recommendation here?
I don't do anything. Sit on it. You remove 30k every year. Try to make sure you're able to plan for at least that, if nothing else, because they will give you a window before the rules will change sometimes. Worst case, if they make some drastic changes and they don't give you enough time to redeem your miles, I think what you need to do is consider the Group B options. So please do not take any decision in haste. Just sit on it. It's okay.
Cool. Let's move to another comment from Yash. Yash is saying that Dhimant Bhai is the inside man, the one with all the access to masala in what's around the corner. I agree with you 100%. Ameya, what do you think?
Yeah, Demon's got all the sources. Today, I was sitting at office. Suddenly, the WhatsApp ringtone for group call goes off. And I'm like, wait, I need to take this. And then Demon's like, अरे सुना है Atlas का ये हो गया, I need to do a stream today.
This is the inside chat between the three of us getting leaked, which is good fun. Cool. Let's move on to the next one, which is Kumar Vishwas is saying that he's in Portree, Isle of Skye, Scotland. He's making the most of it through Infinia and Atlas. Man, Kumar, Portree is amazing. I stayed in Portree when I was there in Scotland in Isle of Skye. Drove from Inverness to Skye and then drove all the way back to Edinburgh. Man, what a place. Have fun. Enjoy the sticky toffee pudding there. Probably one of the best in the world. Have a great time. Food's not open too late, but baki jagah to beautiful hai yaar. Have a great time. Cool. Let's come to another question, and perhaps Dhimant, you can take this. And it's a question that maybe you can help answer. Akul, right? Akul is like, Atlas alternative ढूंढना शुरू करे क्या? And that's my question as well, right? What's your take on substitutes? Is HSBC Travel One really the closest alternative, or are we giving it too much credit? Like, क्या लग रहा है?
Alternative ढूंढना अगर आप अभी शुरू कर रहे हो तो ये already late, Akul. But like this is my point of view. Always been hunt of alternatives. So here is my point of view on this particular scenario. Travel One solves a large problem, which is being a standalone travel card. However, I think the feature that will be missed the most is going to be the direct hotel and airline bookings, because not only do I pay my airline redemption ke taxes also with it, but I also pay like almost every Accor bill with this, right? So out of the 48 nights that I've stayed this year, I've stayed 24 in India, and those 24 nights probably would be paid with an Atlas card ka value, right? So I don't think there is a replacement directly for Atlas at this point of time, but the closest, Adil, is HSBC Travel One. So if you still did not hit our referral button, Adil, in spite of we reminding you, this is your cue. तुम खुद ही अप्लाई किए कि नहीं उसका स्टोरी पता नहीं मेरे को अभी, like go for it, hit it. And I feel that I would have recommended a combination of two cards, like a Plaid Travel plus another card to a lot of people, but because Plaid Travel is also not there, I think start with the Travel One. That's a great start, in the same range, in the same window. But unfortunately, you cannot replace the direct hotel ka and airlines ka booking unless you have an MBA and you have the AP, which gives you 14% on hotels, right? So hard to do.
Cool. Let's go back to some more fun comments. ये तो मेरे को पक्का flash करना ही है. Pankaj has the most amazing take. He says Dhiman should be CMO, Chief Masala Officer. 200%. Guys, if you agree with this, please put it in the comments. And if you don't agree with this and you think Dhiman needs to be Chief something else officer, वो भी डालो. आज Dhiman के साथ
तुम मरवाओगे
थोड़ा
मेरे को मतलब.
ये अच्छा है यार. ये फिर जाएगा ना. इसको मैं सेव करके स्क्रीनशॉट करके हमारे खास दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करूंगा. This will be fun. There is one more there is one more comment that I should share about Dhiman only, but this is from Akshit Jain, and Akshit is saying मुझे धीमन भाई का सीईओ बनना है. देखो अक्षित, स्कोप है. तुम पैसा कितना लोगे ये बताओ. ये अगर धीमन को पता चल गया और तुम डिस्काउंट ठीक ठाक लगाओगे तो शायद आपको धीमन दे भी दे. बट वो पॉइंट्स आपको नहीं दिखाएगा. He will show you the revenue points. I think he's the Uncle Scrooge, so he will keep it to himself as well. Cool. Let's come to another question, right? And the question is, there are some people who got lucky. So, for example, Ranbir applied and he got approved yesterday. Asli panoti kaun hai? That's the question. You are lucky, Ranbir. It's glad that you got the card, right? So, I mean, वो दुनिया के लिए क्या मेरे को पता नहीं, but you are like supremely lucky that you got the card. And then similarly, there are people who are asking, like Daga's asking, that means should we apply now? Or should we hold on? Yeah, if you want to get the card, you can apply. But what Dhimant is saying is a lot of people are trying to apply, लेकिन उन्हें नहीं मिल रहा है, and Access is turning it down. But if you want to try an offline basis, maybe give it a shot. Maybe you might get lucky with an offline basis. There's a compliment for Dhimant. We'll take that as well. ये हाँ, आप stop करोगे ना, आप नहीं बोलोगे. There's a compliment for Dhimant where he says Sanket got 2 return first class redemptions, both 1A and 2A, which are spectacular, to and back from Singapore. Thank you, Dhiman. Amazing. Now, Dhiman, go for it. You were saying something.
I was just saying that for people who are not able to apply Access from a link, there may be a short hack around. I know I will choke down Access's lines by saying this, but if you have any other Access card, the easiest way to get Atlas, call the customer care, ask for an upgrade from your existing card. If you have that eligibility of the salary that they have, you may get the upgrade. I do not know. I just got a call from somebody who did it at 8 p.m. He called up and they offered him the instant upgrade to an Atlas. It's appearing already in his app. So that could be the hint that try it out. Live stream के बाद जाना please. अभी मत चले जाना.
It's also working on the app, I've heard. Someone told me
Yes.
that if you've not applied for a card in the last 2-3 months, you go to the app and it'll show up if you have a upgrade available. So,
Yes.
and that's instant approval again.
Next comment.
I want this comment to be there on screen.
Obviously you want it.
There's more coming.
Thanks to you guys. The Insta comment that I got today, and that person is right now in the chat. He's like, I thought कि मुझे Phuket जाना है, so I thought of pinging Amaya, but instead I pinged you. Like, thanks to what my reputation you guys have built.
एक मिनट, ये भी देख लेते हैं. रणबीर says आदिल पर चीफ होटल रिसोर्स ऑफिसर, ये भी सही है. श्रीनी बोलता है कि चीफ तथास्तु ऑफिसर, ये भी बहुत सही है. And then Siddharth is saying CFO चीफ फोरा ऑफिसर. So guys, keep those comments coming. ये बहुत अच्छा है, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा. ये चीफ थाईलैंड ऑफिसर हमारा CTO है Dhiman.
Ranbir का comment flash करना. I've started.
Which one? अरे रणबीर is commenting continuously. कौन सा वाला है तो बताओ.
तो थाईलैंड सर आ गया.
हाँ. अच्छा,
गणपति टाइम
आपके लिए अजित का genuine compliment आया है, which is the chief mastermind officer. But my favorite is this one, यार. ये perfect है, Thailand चा राजा. And this is so perfect because Ganesh Chaturthi is tomorrow, right? We're starting with that. So Mumbai इतना actually वो मुंबई का राजा भी आपको सूट करता है. And then going all the way to Thailand का राजा. But let's come to here. Let's come to ये भी अच्छा है, Chief Emeritus Officer. I like that a lot. Chief Food Officer, ये भी काफी अच्छा है. Right. Let's get to questions again, right? So Amaya, your favorite card always, I don't know if it's favorite, but you've always had a little thing for Avios, and you enjoy Avios, and the industry in Avios is always very close to your heart. Now, for Avios loyalists, if you are looking for an Atlas substitute, those who've not got the card, जिसके पास है वो ठीक है. But for those of us who have not got the card yet, how viable is something like IndusInd Avios as a substitute?
So I actually think so. There's two cards that are very interesting in this space, and in fact, I think folks, for some of you, this comes in a little early. But one of the episodes we've shot, we have actually covered some of this in some detail. But one of the big reasons why Atlas is such a beautiful card is that you get that nice 4 to 5% on offline spends also, and that's a beautiful thing, right? So according to me, there are two cards that do really well over here. Number one, IndusInd Avios, as Adil mentioned, you're getting roughly 4% give or take in Avios. The other one, which I think is very, very underrated, is the SBI KrisFlyer card, which gets you up to at least I think 5 lakh spend on, yeah, up to a 5 lakh spend, you can get 5% return in KrisFlyer miles. So that can work out really well. Again, I think as Hemant mentioned, we can't really cover the 10% on direct flights and hotels very easily. But apart from that, if you're looking for a good card for offline spends, definitely consider between the IndusInd Avios as well as the KrisFlyer Singapore Apex card. They're nice alternatives. They're restrictive, which is something that I typically don't like. But if you think that you can work well within these frameworks, I mean, why not?
Adil, if you allow me, I want to give a short trailer of our next episode already. Like we already
Go for it,
shot.
go for it.
So you already shot a travel episode and it's coming soon. So Amaya mentioned a little bit of it, but I was telling Adil the same thing, right? That travel cards is a very interesting space. It's kind of building up so fast. Like my wish list is like I've been saying this on another episode as well. I mean, chance for HDFC to bite back, come back with a travel card. The space is empty. Like come back. I think there's a great opportunity. So
Yeah, I think massive opportunity. We'll see where it goes. I think that pretty much rounds up what we wanted to discuss here on this part. I know we want to get into KrisFlyer, but let's take a few more comments, right? There are quite a few comments which I think are interesting. So Kajal is saying Axis mobile banking app is asking her to upgrade to Atlas, but not for other credit card, which she holds with Axis, which is a transfer from Citi to Axis. Should she upgrade? In my opinion, if she's getting the chance, she should
yes,
absolutely go for it.
yes.
So for those of you who are getting this offer on the app, I'd say go for it now. You got nothing to lose because see, anyways, you'll get 2,500 bonus miles, right? That convert to 5,000 miles. So you're paying 5,900, but you're getting the 5,000 miles back. खुदा ना खास्ता, if this devalues, let's say mid-September, late September, तुम्हारा loss नहीं होने वाला. Your protection is there. The miles will protect you. You'll at least get like 5K का base covered. So if you're getting it, Kajal, absolutely go for it. It's a good option,
100%.
I would say. मिलने से पहले मतलब बंद हो जाने से पहले ले लो. The next question from Vinay is, Dhimant, you can take it. Atlas probable rumored shutdown is an outcome of HSBC announcements. I don't think so. I think the answer is much deeper. Perhaps the cost of acquisition of miles to access. But Dhimant and Amaya, let's get both your views here.
I think that anyways, Atlas and Axis have been thinking for a long time about how expensive this card has been for them, and considering the base, they were probably thinking they were in two minds to devalue this. This is a great way to kind of not devalue it at the same time, restrict their burn. But I think what has happened, Adil, is that HSBC is not the reason why it is shut off, but I feel there's an HSBC reason to it, right? So when HSBC came out and they did 2%, right? Heads would have rolled in Axis, right? They're saying that, okay, at 2% also the card is doing well. It has caught attention, right? With the right transfer partners, you've done magic, right? So 2% isn't a bad ratio. So then the question that Axis is asking itself is that then why can't Horizon be competing with that card? Why do we really need to burn so much money on Atlas, right? So that's what I think. And also Atlas to a large part was, eating away their higher cards as well, right? So if somebody is not getting a Burgundy and they're not going to the Burgundy account because they're saying, "Arey, chodo Atlas hai, to main Atlas se chala lunga kam." Why would I start a Burgundy account for getting the Magnus? So then, I mean, they're just cannibalizing their own premium cards. So I feel there is an HSBC angle to it, but that's not the reason it devalued. The reason could be that they know that such cards can exist and do well. So that's what my point of view at least is.
Yeah, Amya, thoughts?
Man, I mean, I feel that, I mean, let's go back 2, 3 years ago, right? Uh, Axis was a small bank. It did not have a big presence with respect to cards and stuff. And what they did with their, Magnus and Atlas cards, I feel it was a bit of a customer acquisition angle. It was a long-term strategy. I do know for a fact that some heads have rolled at Axis with respect to the credit card side of things. So I don't want to be the harbinger of bad news, but I don't expect things to improve. So yeah, I mean, for them, I guess they've acquired a decent customer base now. I don't think they're in the mode in which they need to necessarily maintain that. Add on more and more people anymore. So I hope that maybe Axis, I think, is a downturn. But what I'm also confident is that alternatives will always open up for a population like ours. There will be, for every Axis that goes down, there will be an HSBC that will come up, and on and on and on.
Hey,
Yeah, I
Adil,
think
before you go to the next question, I just want to add something here. I think I see a lot of questions, and I'm sure you'll pick those up. But uh, I see a lot of panic still happening in the chat saying, Ki, I have an Atlas. Guys, if you have an Atlas, I'm repeating it if you join late, nothing changes for you as of now, right? So only new applications rumored have been stopped, right? So there are rumors that the application has stopped. We cannot apply for Atlas now. So if anybody should be worried, it should be the people who are planning to get the Atlas, right? So even those people who are sitting on the fence right now and have an old HDFC Axis card, please try and get it over a phone call with Axis. Nothing changes for the people who have Atlas. Just clarifying again. Sorry for over communicating this.
no, good call out. I think makes a lot of sense. Let's get to another one. Viral Shah makes a fun comment saying that I think Access product guys have been watching you guys and understood how everyone is exploiting them and that's the rumor. Yeah, exploiting kuch nahi, it's a card feature, right? Viral, isme exploitation ki baat hi nahi hai. We're just using the rewards that have been offered, but I don't think that's the case. I think finally they realized that there are areas where they need to improve. Probably profitability is being questioned, is what I feel based on the value, because Atlas, in my opinion, is the best value for money card that exists in India at the moment. And therefore, when you're giving that kind of a value at a 5,000 rupee fee, I think it's phenomenal. And that has been put into question because the per mile buying price is way higher than what they're giving it out to us for in terms of earn rates. I think that math is not working out, is my hunch. I could very well be wrong, but that's my hunch, and that's why we see what's happening, right? Let's move to another one. Ankit has got an interesting question, very fascinating question. And maybe Amya, Deeman, you all can take a stab at each, which says that I pay 3-4 lakhs of electricity bill every month for my business. In which cards can I get points by paying? He obviously doesn't want to pay by Amazon Pay. It's impossible to get like 4 lakhs of Amazon Pay every month. So what's the right card for him, Ankit and Amya and Deeman?
Okay, so I will give my quick recommendation. Again, everybody would say the same that it's going to be BizBlack to start off with. If you do not have the BizBlack or are not getting the BizBlack, I would want to believe that you are a business guy. You should be eligible for getting the BizBlack. Please try getting it. It's not that hard. Give it a shot. They are being issued till now. The second is that if you do not have it, there are cards which may not give you base reward points, but they're counting towards milestones. You have a decent chunk of electricity bill. If it counts against milestones as well, let's give some names. Avios is one, the Avios card. The other one is the Singapore SBI card. Again, got some fantastic, it will help you earn air miles, which again helps. And then you also have the Marriott Bonvoy. These are three cards for sure. In the super premium cards, I know for a fact that EPM still gives, ICICI APM still gives points for utilities. You may want to consider it. Again, I don't know how long it will continue or whether they're going to cap it, but these are the 3-4 cards that I definitely know are giving points for utilities at this point of time. So that's my choice. Am I any other in mind?
No, I think you pretty much covered. Like philosophically, you need to hit milestones. I will at least list out the explicit milestones on some of these. So Indus card, you have a milestone at 16 lakhs, right? So this probably takes care of 4 to 5 months for you. Marriott Bonvoy is the other one. Yeah, I think a good friend of ours, Ashish, is a big fan of it for this reason. And this one's got milestones all the way up to 15 lakhs, I think. So that can take care of a few months. We also have the Singapore card, which Singapore KrisFlyer Apex you mentioned, that gives you 5 lakhs milestone. Yeah, I mean, this is the pattern you want to go for. Get multiple of these if you can. It will help.
All right, Ankit, hope that helps. Let's come to another question, which is this is a fun one, which Aditya says recently had his first Emirates flight. He's just a blue tire flying on revenue round trip, but he was so impressed that he upgraded to business both times. For sure, Aditya, there you go. Once you fly Emirates, your expectations go so high that you don't enjoy any other planes, right? So glad you enjoyed the business class. Hopefully, first class next time. Keep doing what you do, Aditya. Let's come to the next one. The question is, Dhimant Amya, is there any way to get the HSBC travel one for businessmen, or is it only for salaried people at this point in time? To my understanding, HSBC has a very stringent criteria for approval, and it's easy if you have salary slips. But have you all seen businessmen getting this card? What is your take? Also, people who are in or tuned into the live stream. By the way, there are 1,900 of you who are tuned into the live stream across Twitter and YouTube. So big thanks all of you for tuning in. If some of you are businessmen and you've been able to get the Premier or the Travel One from HSBC as an entrepreneur or a businessman, please share in the comments so that we can interact with you and help this person who's asked this question. But go for it, Dhimant and Amir.
Yeah, so I just got a HSBC travel loan approved for one of my friends today who doesn't have salary slips. So this is what happened with him. He went to our link, he applied for it. He actually got rejected at the VKYC stage for some reason. So he called me in panic because he hasn't got the Atlas as well, and he wanted this card badly. So I told him that as per RBI rules, they are supposed to give you a reason and please drop them an email. Within 5 minutes, he got a reply saying that, you know what, we will do a VKYC again. And they did a VKYC again, and he is a businessman. So, again, technically, I don't know the definition of a businessman. He doesn't have salary slips. He does his own consulting. So, as a runs it as a business. So, if he got it, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't get it 10x, right? So, my suggestion is apply online. And if it's been rejected already, the other option that I see is I also had asked him to walk into the town branch of South Bombay. So that's another way in MG Road. I think it's the way it works the best is just walk into the branch and talk to the credit card guy. So for a fact, I know that somebody has been issued, so it's not such a hard and fast rule. I personally think you should get it. That's my point of view. Uh, yeah, if any of you have any other answers, please go ahead.
I think there are a couple of comments that came in the month. Let's just take those. So Darna is saying that HSBC Travel One is possible if you can show business income of
Yes.
7.5 lakhs a year. So thank you for sharing that, Darna. And guys, if you all are entrepreneurs and if you'd like to get a sense of whether this is possible, please do apply and let us know. Hopefully, you should be able to get it. Right.
But then
Let's
one more comment that I saw from for the previous question of Ankit was that one more card which gives points for utility is the EPM Twin, which is Times Black, and it's also easier to get. So Ankit, this is for you. If you still don't get the EPM, Times Black is a great option. Ashish uses it, and he's actually left a comment on the chat.
Got it. Let's go back to a lot of our comments and questions, and we'll answer a few more of them. Gaurav ka ek interesting question. Let's bring that up. He says he's got 3 lakh Amex MR, 50,000 Edge miles, 1 lakh Air India, and 2 lakhs Infinia. Can you suggest a once in a lifetime kind of trip for 2 adults and a 3-year-old? गौरव ये क्या पूछ लिया यार आपने मतलब इतने सारे points हैं. The potential here is unlimited, right? It's unlimited. The way I see it is you could potentially do round trip to London in this business class aram se with accommodation for at least 7 nights because you have Air India and 2 lakh Infinia that will take care of your round trip business for London. थोड़े Amex भी और लग जाएंगे उसके अंदर, but वो ठीक है. Edge miles will cover your accommodation via Accor, and then balance of your Amex MR can also cover Marriott. So if London is something you'd like to go to, that's one. Secondly, अगर कहीं करीबी जाना चाहते हो, move them to Bonvoy and then go enjoy the Maldives. Look at something epic like the St. Regis, look at something crazy like the Ritz Carlton and try and go and have fun. I don't know what kind of statuses you have, whether you're Accor, whether you're Bonvoy, whether you're Hyatt. Based on that, you can take a call. लेकिन यहाँ पे possibilities endless हैं. Again, you could potentially also look at multiple country options अगर वो करना चाहते हैं हो तो APAC में I think if you want to try before SQ devalues, maybe try and using their first class, go to Singapore and then from Singapore hop on to Bali. That could be another option. If you'd like to do Europe, I think Europe is also possible, round trip business along with fancy hotels in the kind of points that you have. And 3 seats definitely doable because you've got Infinia, right? So 2 of your seats could be booked on Qatar, potentially on Avios, and the third one could be potentially revenue, which can earn you back an insane amount of miles back as well because you're booking on revenue. Those are my thoughts, but Amya, Dhimant, let's come to y'all. What would you recommend?
So the two thoughts that I have are what I would have done probably if my kid was 3 years old and probably I was in this scenario, I would have probably definitely looked at a closer destination because I don't want a 3-year-old to travel too much. Maldives would be a great opportunity. Probably done a dream redemption on Maldives. The Amex would have taken care of the Bonvoy. You don't probably need even flights because flights could be largely revenue. I would have just wiped out my entire Amex and just gone all out and even added a little bit of more Bonvoy if required from other cards. I could have done that. The second one I could think of is using the Infinia points for Finnair and do a potential or via Avios do a Northern Lights, like amazing opportunity to do that as well. Uh, these are the two that came to my mind, Gaurav. I think you have a great stash, and I think what I like about your stash is it's very diversified. So any idea that I give you, you will be able to cover at least 70% of that is what I'm seeing right now.
Cool. Amya, your thoughts?
I think somewhere in the middle between both of you. What I will say is that your prioritization between this, I think Amex try to focus on some of the niche airline partners. You can get some really nice deals with Virgin, Cathay, etc. And your edge can help you with respect to hotels and just go Accor. I think the value is too nice. You don't need to use all of it up. Destinations, I think, let's see. 2 adults, 3-year-old. Man, the world is your oyster, to be honest. I think, yeah. Just pick. I think you can do what you
Another
want.
another Another beautiful idea that is coming to my mind right now, Gaurav, is one of our guests spoke about it in one of our episodes. Uh, Combine them all and see if you can do Hong Kong, but from Ritz-Carlton in the clouds. I think that's a great property. You can enjoy both, a family vacation and a great stay as well. I mean, look at Hong Kong as well. I think you have Cathay, Bonvoy, Edge Miles. I think everything can fit in very beautifully.
Ritz Carlton से याद आया. I think there is Ritz Carlton Reserve in Bali, so you should definitely try
Mandapa.
that.
Yeah.
Mandapa. The other one I would really encourage you to check because you have enough points here, and therefore I think Japan becomes a very lucrative option as well, where you could also do the Ritz Carlton in Hokkaido, and that's the Ritz Carlton Reserve as well. And then because you're Bonvoy Gold and you're Accor Platinum, Tokyo has phenomenal Accor properties. So a Fairmont has just opened up there. It's brand new. It looks drop dead gorgeous. So if you want like that once in a lifetime experience, do the Fairmont Tokyo. If that's maybe if you think that's too expensive, Pullman Tokyo Tamaki, fantastic, right? Beautiful, right on Tamaki Station. A Swiss Hotel Nanakai Osaka, right on top of that. Namba Station. What station is that?
Namba Station. Namba Station. Namba Station.
Right on top of Namba Station, bang in front of Dotonburi. And then if you want to do like the Mercure, the one which is M Gallery. There is a lovely M Gallery as well at Sapro. That's another one as well. So all your flights and your hotels should be sorted for this, and you can have an epic time in Japan. So hope that does.
One of our guests, I think, said on our podcast, right? He said that try to do that dream redemption which you would never pay for on revenue.
Bilkul.
Like
Bilkul. So there's another comment that made me smile. I'm just going to flash it right now. Porus is saying that he had a fantastic Delhi meetup. He's talking about miles ahead, worth every minute. Sign me up for the next one. So yeah, very very happy to announce. ये हम आज नहीं करने वाले थे, हम कल करने वाले थे ये, by the way. So we are happy to announce that we are now launching Miles Ahead in Hyderabad. It's been requested by a lot of you for a long time now. We were trying to prioritize and see कब कर सकते हैं, कैसे कर सकते हैं, but finally we are bringing this to you. So you can go ahead and you can book it. I'm just going to share the link right now as a comment. एक minute. Let this come to you right
Exclusive for
now.
our live stream folks. आदिल बनता है एक बार हैदराबादी हिंदी में अनाउंस कर दो यार, like your style हैदराबादी हिंदी.
Hyderabadi Hindi mein. It's like that, right? I was talking to someone on Twitter saying that Mia chai pilate, biryani khilate, and that person replied कि चाय भी पिलाते, बिरयानी भी खिलाते, हमको चार मीनार भी दिखाते और बैगन के भरता भी नहीं करते. So with that, we'd love to come to Hyderabad. This is going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. We will share this tomorrow. We'll share this link tomorrow on social media as well, on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube, everywhere. But for those of you who are keen, this is the link that you see on the page right now. This is going to happen not immediately. It's happening in October. We wanted to give enough notice to people because the last couple of times we got feedback कि give us a little more time because it helps us plan. So this is happening on the 11th of October in Hyderabad. Get sold out really really quickly. तो अगर अच्छा लगे, टाइम मिले तो देख के बुक कर लेना. All right. So with that, Porus, glad you enjoyed it. And thank you for that comment and nudge. And with that, we've announced that we are coming to Hyderabad soon. A lot of you will have questions. Are there workshops before this? Are you doing Miles Ahead before this? Yes, we are. We are doing one in Bombay in September, but that one's already sold out. We have absolutely no space left for that. So that one's gone. The next one after that is only Hyderabad because the three of us are traveling like madmen and we have been given looks and stares by our better halves. We are trying to prioritize and bring some semblance to our lives. So one is happening in September. Uske baad directly Hyderabad. Looking forward to seeing you all in Hyderabad. Cool. I think we've talked enough now about Atlas. It's very important now to address the second one. The second one is the Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer award chart. Keep your questions and comments coming. I will bring it up. We are saving and we'll continue to have a late night today. क्योंकि कल छुट्टी है. So we can continue to have a good conversation today. So let's talk about the second one of my personal favorites, Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer program. There's a new award chart which comes into play 1st November. It's not a blanket devaluation from my point of view, but some sectors and cabins will get more expensive is my realization. Given how many of us park Axis, HDFC or Amex points sometimes in KrisFlyer, there is a sense of nervousness, I feel. And the burning question is, should we book now? Should we get those seats now? Or should we potentially wait? Let's start with Dhimant. Dhimant, you always say diversification is the hedge. How should people rebalance is my question to you. Park less in KrisFlyer, keep it in the banks, move it potentially to Avios, Aeroplan, or even consider hotels. Or like we always say, if you don't have a trip, don't move anything, stay sharp. What's your recommendation?
So I don't particularly feel unsafe keeping my points in KrisFlyer. I'll tell you why. Because even when I'm traveling, I've booked my travels. I always keep some KrisFlyer. Learned it from a very good friend that always keeps some KrisFlyer miles. If you get a chance to get upgraded to business or first, you need those miles in your account, right? So I do that. Adil again learned large part of KrisFlyer only from you, right? So that's one. Second is that. I particularly don't transfer too many SQ or I don't actually transfer anywhere without any plans, right? So my suggestion would be threefold. One, I feel the devaluation considering travel inflation and the kind of chart that has been running for the last 2 years, I particularly don't see this as a big devaluation. In fact, if I've read the chart correctly, and please correct me if I have seen it wrong, the economy actually doesn't get expensive at all in most cases, right? So if from here to Singapore, economy is almost the same or even lesser in a couple of cases, right? So that's one. Second is that if you look at the 5% to 9%, I just put it against inflation and say, okay, this is the cost of travel that has gone up year on year. I don't mind paying that extra, right? So I particularly am not nervous. What goes away is those, and you asked one very interesting question. Should you go ahead and book? I think that the routes which have been affected the most are the ones like Australia, the hops from Singapore to US, and some of these will get expensive. And if you have plans and if you have the points, I would recommend make your booking now. Talk to your better half, make that plan now, and make the booking. Right, but I'm not panicking, and I've not been upset at all about this devaluation at least.
Cool, cool. Ameya, tactically speaking, which routes or cabins are most impacted by this change? What are your thoughts?
I'll have to look at it, man. There's a lot of noise over it, and I'm not entirely sure. But from my understanding, from whatever I've seen, is it's a lot more route dependent rather than cabin. I mean, cabins, yes, they're also introducing certain amount of dynamism over there, which can be interesting to see with time. Um, but I mean, I'm saying it doesn't matter. Like, it is what it is. At any point of time, we have to put out our best decision. I have not studied it as deeply yet, unfortunately. Not had the time at all between other things. But yeah, to be seen.
Adil, I can probably jump in. I will talk about the two routes that I was studying because both of them were on my radar. So, India to US, the J class, gets more expensive by approximately 10K, which is 7 to 8%, right? So, that's one thing which gets hurt. The second one is the New Zealand, Australia that I was looking at. For me, that was a critical one. So, that has moved from around 92 and a half to around 100. So, यार 16 के ज्यादा निकाल सकते हैं क्या? Yes, निकाल सकते हैं. Would I take a risk by booking it now? Yeah, I could work on such a planned thought, right? So I'd rather pay the 16K extra or let's say 30K extra for a family than try to book something and then cancel. At least that's my point of view. These are the two big sectors I have seen. From what I understand, the devaluation of economy is next to nil. I wouldn't even bother. If you are planning an economy next year, sit on your points, miles. Nothing changes after 31st October or 30th October. Just stay put. And if you have these plans, US, New Zealand, Australia, see if you can book it now and save those precious 30, 40 miles for a family. At least that's my 2 cents.
Understood. Understood. Um, if someone already has SQ redemptions in mind, Himant, what's the smarter move? Book before November or just sit tight? क्या करना चाहिए?
I just said that, right? So I'm saying that if you have an economy redemption, let's break it down by two things: routes, cabins. Okay, let's take the first matrix. Economy route is Singapore. I wouldn't worry, right? If your route is US, New Zealand, Australia, some of these far off destinations, the sweet spots that we had, uh, economy again, I wouldn't worry. But if it's a business or a J class, I would definitely see if I can make the booking happen, Adil. That's my 2 cents. Right. So,
Yeah,
for anybody who is sitting on a ton of points, and if there is a possibility to save those precious miles, I feel you should go ahead and book it. But anybody on planning an economy trip or planning a Singapore ka business, better off planning it later than now and try to save miles than rather canceling at a later stage. That's what I feel at least.
yeah, I think I concur with that thoroughly because like अगर तुमको SQ first class मिल रहा है या SQ business class मिल रहा है and you're one of those who's not had that experience but it's something that you've been looking forward to, right, and you've not gotten a chance, मेरे को लगता है ले लो क्योंकि जब भी मिलता है ले लो. Don't wait for it because keep in mind award flights are not like revenue flights कि एक टिकट चली जाएगी तो फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. There's a limited inventory and limited quota. SQ starts with 4 business seats and 2 first class seats. More often than not, they get sold out very, very quickly. तो अगर आज दिख रहा है first class in 58.5K Delhi Singapore या Bombay Singapore या 43K में you're getting Bombay, Singapore, Bangalore, Singapore, Delhi, Singapore, Hyderabad, Singapore, Chennai, Singapore, Ahmedabad, Singapore, I'd say go for it. Like, don't think too much. Ki, oh, you know what? Spontaneous escapes will come. I get it at 30K. Yeah, what are the odds that that 30K will open up on your dates? Sure, some of you will get lucky and some of you will get it. लेकिन किस्मत के साथ मत खेलो. अगर तुम्हारे पास पॉइंट्स हैं, बुक करो. 10,000 पॉइंट्स एक्स्ट्रा लग जाएंगे. अपन फ्यूचर में कमा लेंगे 10,000 पॉइंट्स. At least that I have a very real world way of looking at things.
Yeah.
Some of you might feel that, "Arey nahi yaar, but it takes a long time." Sure, absolutely agree with that. But the point is, if you're eyeing for that one redemption and you really want to experience it, go this route. If you're happy with economy, like Dhiman said, फिर ज़्यादा impact नहीं है, right? So then you can wait and watch.
Another interesting thing which I observed, Adil, is if you put one more dimension to cabins and routes, the third dimension is the class of booking, right? So you have typically not class, I would say the tier of booking. You have the promo, you have the saver, you have the advantage. Now, what I'm seeing is advantage is the worst hit, right? So which means that what Singapore is saying कि अगर आपने planning नहीं किया, आप वो बंदे हो जो last minute पे advantage लेते हो, you shouldn't mind paying 10K extra or 10% extra. Right, so they have for planners who are good planners, the disadvantage and the hurt is not that bad, right? And there is a interesting part. They have put a new tier which is called access. Now I don't know what access is. I don't know whether it sits after advantage, before advantage, or what's going to be the fare chart. Eagerly waiting to see that. What I understand is access is another layer where they are going to give, probably saying कि सब कुछ full है फिर भी आपको दे देंगे at a higher mileage. I don't know what it is, right? But there seems to be this new tier which is also very exciting. Let's see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I think very, very practical view there, Dhiman. Let's come to some questions. Let's take some questions. So, Akansh says he enjoys the podcast. Thank you, Akansh. He says, can we do a podcast episode on booking leading hotels of the world via Fora? Yeah, I think this is like you touched a nerve here, Akansh. This is like a topic very close to my heart, and the three of us have been talking about it because there are certain properties that the three of us have stayed at using Fora, and then there are certain properties that are on our personal wish list. And for those of you in Delhi, attended the Miles Ahead workshop, we discussed all these hotels that were at least on my personal wish list, right? And all of you were like very excited by it. So I think this is a great idea, Akansh. We'll think about it and probably try and bring this to you soon. Dhiman, Tamya, aligned?
Yeah, we spoke about it, no? Like just 2-3 days back, we spoke about it. So yeah, we will do this. Bura Bura ka Badshah. What a comment.
Cool. Let's get another one by Alec. Alec is saying that he bought a property and his builder happily accepts payments through credit card. अगर 50 lakhs पे करना है तो कौन से और कितने कार्ड्स ले लूं माइलस्टोन वाले? यार मेरे हिसाब से माइलस्टोन को मारो गोली. एक्सिस मैग्नस बर्गंडी लो 15 लाख की लिमिट वाला, 3 महीने कंटिन्यूअस 15 लाख स्वाइप कर देना. एक चीज पक्का याद करना अलेक, एक टेस्ट ट्रांजैक्शन मार देना 200 रुपए वाला एंड सी इफ यू गेट पॉइंट्स और नॉट. क्योंकि नॉर्मली जो भी रियल एस्टेट वाले होते हैं ना, प्रॉपर्टी वाले, गलती से दे गेट टैग्ड एज रेंटल and then not only will you not get points but you'll be charged a 1% surcharge. This has happened to friends who have been on the show as guests, by the way, and उनसे हमने देखा है और सीखा है ये. तो टेस्ट ट्रांजैक्शन कर लो, उसके बाद इंश्योर. अच्छा, अगली बार भी, like for example, be very specific on the POS machine also that you swipe, because one of the guests on the show, he went and he swiped the first 3 months, okay, and he got the credits. 4th month में he used a different POS machine because the executive said उसका बैटरी खत्म हो गया है. सेकंड वाले पे उसको नहीं मिला on the 4th month. So just keep that in mind. I know these are like trivial things which might seem like trivial, but very important if we want to consider those miles, right? Because if you're doing like a 15 lakh spend, man, the delta is like awesome for you, right? Let's just break it down. So for example, on the first 1.5 lakh, you'll get 7,200. And then if you're doing 13 lakh 50,000 into 0.14, that is 1 lakh 89,000, which means you stand to gain 1.96 lakhs for every 15 lakhs. Multiply that by 3, you're going to be sitting on 6 lakhs edge reward, 6 lakhs points transferred, because I'm talking about like these transfers
14%, yeah.
At 14%. Now those 6 lakhs can probably do like I think you can do around the world trip aram se, in those kind of points, right?
Yeah.
So I think be serious about this. Is a great and a gold mine of an opportunity. Absolutely nail it. But I'm sure like there could be other views and other combinations as well. This is the most default one that comes to my mind. Amya, Dimant, what would be your preferences?
No, you started anyways. You speak our language now, Adil, so you covered everything well. Amazing, amazing suggestion, amazing recommendation. I think that's the only card I would recommend to chase. However, the only thing that I'm worried about is that if he doesn't get the MB, like what would be the plan B? And I really don't know, man. Like I would have probably recommended at least completing the Atlas milestone of 15 lakh, but now Atlas is also not there. So not sure at this point of time. Try getting the MB, like again, before MB also kinds of stops being given to people, get the MBR, like whatever needs to be done. I would do that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. In case, like, Alec, you have an atlas for yourself, and then you have an atlas for your wife or someone in the family. I'd say use both the atlases. 15 का दोनों तुम्हारा milestone हो जाएगा. I think that is awesome that you can do. And then use a combination of other cards which are milestone based cards. Maybe you can consider a Qatar Avios because that also has milestone based linkages as well, right? So that would be my backup plan. But man, there are very few times in life when one becomes happy about making payments. And this is one of those opportunities because you plan to gain so much. So, all the best. Let's go from there. Another question by Calm Neighbor. Amia, why don't you go for this? Says, hi team, I have 3 million points in Magnus for Burgundy. 3 million is equal to 30 lakh points. Where do I redeem it? Our human calculator at the show is Amia. Amia, go for it.
Yeah, this is too much points, and unfortunately, you can only put 200,000 points into your Group A limit. So uh, you will be, I will say, even if you keep doing this, you have 15 years worth of points basically. So what I will say is, you want to find out your Group B alternatives and what to go about it. If you want to do something really fun, you could do a round the world with Qantas. That's an interesting idea for you. It might work out well.
Cool. Let's go to a few more comments, which is, when are you coming to Chennai? Praveen, yeah, we have no plans at this point in time. Our weekends are completely smashed. We are recording episodes. We're traveling to other cities. So as of now, no immediate plans for Chennai. We really want to come, but I think like it looks like nothing before October at the moment, at least for like flight mode or miles ahead. As and when we make up something, we'll definitely keep you guys posted. But for now, only two events happening. One Bombay, which is sold out. Hyderabad, which is going to happen on the 11th of October. Nothing else before that. All right, let's come to another one, which is by Darshan. Darshan is saying that he's got 2.5 lakh Accor points, 3 lakh Magnus Burgundy Edge rewards, 2 lakh Infinia points. He's planning travel to New Zealand, wants to know the best airline transfer partner for economy flights. Dimant, kya lag raha hai?
I would do SQ any day. I would go with SQ. I would be happy with doing SQ with Infinia. So I would do that.
Yeah, I think the best way here is, Darshan, SQ, like Dhiman said, would be ideal. But also, like, take a look at Aeroplan, is what I would say, and see what options it kind of gives you, because Star Alliance network is massive. And based on the options it shows you, you could even do like a combination of flights, right? Based on that, you can potentially go ahead and attack. There's another question by a friend of mine, Bilal. And Bilal is from Bangalore. He stays in Cooktown in Bangalore. He's asking, what do I do with 65,000 Axis Edge miles? Amya, do you want to take this question? What possibilities exist if you have 65,000 edge miles?
I think similar. 30,000 you can put in Group A. The rest you'll need to figure out with Group B. I think the best thing you can do is, the safe option is Accor. Right? I think you can just use it for stays. And for the rest of the 35,000, you could use Qantas and take a trip for two people types, return trip to, I don't know, Hong Kong can work out well. We've talked a lot about it.
Yeah, I think that's possible. Bilal, I know you're very interested in Japan. You just went there last year, but hey, JAL can get you there on a return flight, and you'll still have money for accommodation for business. So think about that, because I know you've been trying to secure that upgrade. Otherwise, I know you enjoy London. You could do London via Aeroplan as well. So think about those two, is what I would say. All the best, Bilal. With that, let's come to Ankit and Dimant. Why don't you take this question? Hypothetically, if Axis offers an upgrade to Olympus, would my EMs be 4x partner miles?
You know,
Bomb of a
product
question.
manager बता सकता
How
है.
is
Axis का
that?
product
How is
manager
that
ही बता
not?
सकता है. Yeah, they've burned their hands so many times, Ankit. I don't think it will happen. I don't think that your 30K miles will become for 120K Accor. Not gonna happen. No. My answer is no. I don't want even to say that ये हो सकता है because I personally feel ये नहीं होगा. For sure.
Amya?
But again, अगर आदिल बोलता है कि शिद्दत से मांगो तो कुछ भी मिल सकता है, तो I'll stay away from that. I don't think that will happen.
Amya, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen. I think with the recent set of changes also, I don't think it will happen again. If it happens again, then it is like, failure at a massive level. But I mean, who cares? You get, good points. So I hope you get it, but I don't think you will.
A good question to ask. A good question to ask would be, if all Atlas customers are told that Atlas is shutting down, and we're offering you an Olympus in exchange, where the first year fee remains the same, but from next year you'll have to pay 20,000. Would you take it? I think that's a great question, because if they're really wanting to kind of consolidate their miles cards and they're going to keep Olympus as and make that the default card, would people want to keep that card for 20,000? I mean, first year के लिए तो शायद सब लोग ले ही लेंगे, but I don't know what will happen after that. Or
यार
downgrade to
4x
the
ले रहा है
Horizon.
तो नो ब्रेनर है ना यार धीमन.
20K का fees है ना sir? The fees
20K
is
का फीस
massive,
है,
right?
लेकिन अगर आपके पास समझो इवन 20,000 माइल पड़े एटलस में और वो अगर 4x मल्टीप्लाई हो जाते हैं, why would
Yeah.
you say no to that, right? It's a
Yeah,
no-brainer.
that's what I'm saying. That's what exactly what I'm trying to say. Ki that's the right question to ask. So
Yeah. So I think the writing's on the wall, yeah, Ankit. I think my realization is why Axis is shutting down Atlas is because it costs too much and it's not a profitable card in my book. And they've learned from their mistakes, and I don't think they will upgrade because also Olympus is a city legacy product and it's not an Axis product, right? So if you think about it, I think now they will double down on Horizon as the default cost card for most people because it
yes.
gives you like a 2% reward on normal spends, and then it gives you a 5% on travel, which is good for the kind of price range that it is in. And a lot of people will get value in that. I think we now have to start looking at other banks to up their game, and hopefully we can consolidate from there. Speaking of other banks, there's a very interesting comment from Karthikeya. And he says that speaking of HDFC, heard a rumor that HDFC is planning to partner with Emirates and come with a Bonvoy level card, approximately 3K fees. Karthikeya, this rumor has been there for a while, yeah, like more than a year. The considered partnership was HDFC, Diners, and Emirates. उसका कुछ कहीं पे screenshot भी आया था last year, and then eventually it fizzled out, right? Like your Infinia Reserve and Galaxia and all of those terms that keep coming on HDFC. We wish it becomes someday a reality. I think it'll be cool to have an Emirates card in the offing. 3K is like a great price point too, I think. But let's see. Fingers crossed. We don't have any concrete evidence on this yet. Cool. Let's come to some other questions. This is by Manan. Dhimant, why did you take this up? He got the Magnus and I have a work trip to London coming up. He's looking to book using Travel Edge, but the baggage allowance is not visible. Any help on this?
Yeah, so Manan, I've been in that situation. Like, this is the problem. Travel Edge only shows one fare, and unfortunately, you cannot choose that fare. I tried calling up the Travel Edge team. They have no idea. They have no clue. And what they said is, "कि आप ले लो," and then you call the airline. I'm not going to do that, right? So I ended up booking with Atlas. That's what I did. Even though I lost significant amount of miles, I don't play around with my international trips. And so if your question is, can I try to do something with Travel Edge, it's not going to work. So the only thing that works is you book with Travel Edge to get your precious 24% back, and then you work with the airline to get the baggage added to your fare. That's the only thing that works in my view. Otherwise, Atlas is the right way to look at it. So I know you lose miles, but that's the right way to look at it. Also, with the Atlas, the other problem is that if it's a fare which typically is a foreign airline, they may convert it to DCC and charge you even a 1%, or they may count it as forex. So be careful about that as well.
Yep, that is good advice, Dimant. Let's come to this one. And I don't have an Olympus, so I'm not sure about this. But what Tejas is saying is that recently Citi has added American Airlines to the transfer. Do you think Olympus will have AA as a transfer partner? This is like a loaded question. This could open up all kinds of possibilities for us. My understanding, Tejas, is Citi and Axis are now two separate entities. They offloaded their business from India to Axis and then they moved on. I don't know if that current product ownership of Citi still exists. So, in my the way I'm thinking is, I don't think it will come here. If it comes, man, it opens up like an insane array of possibilities for Indians. But Amya, let's get your take here. Do you think this is a possibility at all?
Nah, I mean, I don't think it'll happen. Same reason that you gave. But if it does happen, man, I will jump on this card. I mean, AA value is insane. It's very hard to get right now. And I think it's very hard to get across the world from a number of partners. In that sense, this is really good if it does happen. Whether it will happen, no, I don't think it will.
A
Cool.
is very choosy about their partners. I don't think it will happen. I think they have been eyeing partnerships, but I think they've generally stayed away from a lot of plans, right? So I don't think it will happen. Like I doubt it will happen.
Right, let's go to some more questions and take a few more of them. Let's come here, which says, Amya, maybe you can take this one. I got a core membership last month for 12,000 points. Now they upgraded me to Explorer. Will I also get the extra 10 status nights on 1st October?
You will get it. I think all of the existing Accor memberships will get upgraded, is my understanding. And according to my understanding, everyone gets the extra 10. Adimat, you are nodding your head. Otherwise,
I
do you
am not sure. I am not sure about this. I think we should get clarity on this one. I am not sure about this. I was told that you get the upgrade to the Explorer, but whether the 30 nights, 20 night becomes 30, I am not sure about this. I am not 100% sure.
my
Uh,
understanding
uh,
is everyone is going to get upgraded. But yeah, let's see, man. I mean, it's
no,
what
does the Amit, the question is, does the new Accor Explorer or the Accor Plus Explorer or whatever they're calling it, does it have 30 nights as a basic feature? If yes, then I think it will happen. I
I
don't think
think.
it's a basic feature of the card, of
I
the
think it's
membership.
a subscription.
It's a
That's
very
right.
good question, Kapoor. I think we will also kind of try and get back to you with an answer in here.
Okay, let's come to another one, which is Singapore Airlines A380 business the best? Yeah, it is amazing. It is incredible. I would like to say that it's a very close tie between Emirates and Singapore Airlines, simply because Emirates may you have an onboard bar, the food and the dining is way better, but I think like it is top class. It is one of the best experiences in the sky. I don't think so, Kavita, that I refuse to believe that for 355 days you can't see available for a Sydney Singapore leg. I'm sure it's possible. Take a look at tools like seats.aero and try and see if you can find availability. If that doesn't work, just try like the monthly calendar view in or the weekly view in Singapore Airlines. The thing, Kavita, about award bookings is you need to be flexible for dates. So let's say if you're looking at 20 let's say if you are looking at 25th of July 2026 only, it might be hard to get a seat there. But if you're variable with a 10-15 day window, I think you should be able to find seats. So I would encourage you to look again, be a little flexible on dates, and I'm sure you'll find it. But Dimant, Amya, any alternative thoughts on this one?
Oh, good to go. I mean, nothing to add here.
Cool, cool. Let's come to George's question. Dimant, will Magnus for Burgundy be devalued soon? If yes, how? एक prediction डाल दो, दीमन का prediction.
Yeah. George, if you saw our episode on super premium cards, we all agreed together as a group that this will be the first card to get devalued. So hoga devalued though. Like I feel like we are running on like broken crypts right now. So I feel that it will happen very soon. How? I think one leg is already happened where they refuse to give AEP above the credit limit that you have. So my guess is it will still be on those lines only. They'll put a cap to the AP you can earn, is what I feel. I don't know how, when. This is my most likely answer, George. It will still be on the AP numbers and nothing else.
Yeah, yeah. With that, let's move to the next one. Sam is saying that he has an Axis Atlas, but he lives in Patna, so no Amex or HSBC for him. He's thinking of going for Indus in Qatar. I think it's a great card. Amir has talked about it multiple times, and he's expressed his love for the card. If you want to explore the Avios ecosystem, by all means, but do not give up on the Atlas yet. What we have
Yes.
heard again is like Dhiman said, we've heard that they're going to stop accepting applications. There is no news at this point in time of an Accord devaluation. If and when that devaluation news comes, we will try and do another live stream and we'll try and understand, the merits and demerits of that. So for now, keep your Atlas, Sam. Get the Indocent Qatar Avios, a great card, and you've got like a good twin right there. Cool. Let's come to another one. It's an offhand question. Pratik says, Adil, what's your favorite pizza? So, Bangalore mein, there is a very cool restaurant called Pizza for Peas. And people say that वहाँ पे reservation नहीं मिलता है. मेरे हिसाब से just walk in कभी कभी मिल जाता है because I've gone there a couple of times without reservation. लेकिन I got lucky तो मेरे को मिल गया. They have a lovely garlic shrimp pizza with a really thin crust. तो बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत 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 अच्छा है. और उसके साथ if you're into seafood, they have a lovely pasta in crab sauce. It's spaghetti, I think, in crab sauce, and man, it is super super good. So if you're in Bangalore, Pratik, you know what to do. If you're not, maybe when you're here next time, Pizza for Peas is where you want to be to get a good pizza. Cool. With that, let's go to another question. Let's come here. Pratik again has a question. He says, Amya, your thoughts on Avios Booster? Is it worth it?
So the one on British Airways, I think it can be worth it. I think just for the audience, there's a feature in which Avios from time to time will let you multiply the Avios that you have earned. My understanding is earned by flying only, and multiply it to a bigger amount by paying a certain amount in cash. I think it can be a cost-effective way to increase your Avios stash. You can use it if you really need to increase your Avios for whatever reason. But mind you, my understanding is it only works for Avios that is earned by flying British Airways. So, I mean, is it worth it? Yes. Does it help a lot of people? Maybe not.
Yeah, makes sense. Thanks. There, Amya, another question. Ashish says he lives in Bangalore on rent. So, any idea how to get Amex? Ashish, right now Amex is not accepting any applications. As in when they do, I think we can start applying. It shouldn't be a problem if you live on rent in Bangalore. You should be able to get the card. But as of now, they're not accepting any applications. It's been a few months. We're all waiting for them to start because a lot of people want to get onto the Amex bandwagon. So let's be patient. Apna time aayega. Cool. Let's go to a few more questions here. Okay, let's look at this. Gitanshi has a question. I have recently started my job. Can you suggest what cards do I start with? My major spends are Nykaa, Myntra, offline shopping, already hold the SBI Aurum, HSBC Rupee, and my father's Plat Charge add-on. Dhiman, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so if you have started your job and if you want to probably build your credit card for travel strategy, I always say that start with Regalia series, Regalia/Regalia Gold. That would be my first recommendation. I'm assuming that because it's a first job, she may not be able to get Regalia Gold, so I would definitely recommend the Regalia. The second card that I would recommend probably is getting the Plat Travel as and when Amex opens its applications. Uh, and that's about it. I think get these two cards. Get one generalist card. I think she doesn't have a generalist card. The Regalia perfectly fits the use case.
Cool. Let's go to another question, which is an interesting one here, where this is an interesting one. Amya, thoughts on this one actually? Somebody asked the Avios question, right? But let's talk to the audience and educate them a little bit more about the Avios booster and how that works. Shubham is saying that you can transfer Avios from Amex and boost it up to 300% as well. Do we know anything about this? How does this work?
No, my understanding was not, but if it works, it is great. It can potentially be really good. And the more you learn,
Maya,
uh,
can you explain what the booster is exactly? Like,
my
how do you
understanding of
boost
the
it? What do
feature
you...
was not something I've used before, but my understanding of the feature was whatever avios you earned in the last X months, you pay a little cash and you multiply that by a certain amount, like up to a 300%, for instance. So that's what the feature is. My understanding also until now was that it's only going to work on avios that you're earning, so not necessarily things that you're transferring around. But it looks like I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, there could be some interesting edge cases. I'm going to take a look at this in detail.
This is another comment that's interesting that BJ is saying. You can boost Avios earned on any type of earning as long as you log in via the Avios website app and not on the BA app. He just boosted his Avios hotel points. 10 Avios for every $1 spent came to 84 Avios a dollar. Man, that's
This sounds really
really
interesting.
that sounds fascinating, right? I mean, if we're able to nail this just changes the entire use case of Amex. Like, why would anybody transfer to, let's say, Middle Eastern carriers or KrisFlyer
But
or
what
Marriott
UP
for
is
that matter,
mentioning
right?
is the avios hotels, Adil. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I think what he's saying is that you earn with the avios hotels and then boost that.
Yeah.
This should work. I mean, this
No,
my understanding.
I'm trying to mix this and the Amex one, Amir, like the transfer. Does that really work? Is my question, because if that Amex transfer works, it's a game changer.
It's even better. Yeah.
Let's investigate that. So, guys, short answer, we don't know. So we will find out and we will come back to you, and then we'll take it from there. Let's come to another one. And Amia, maybe you can take this. Question for Amia. IndusLink Avios gets you maximum 36,000 bonus Avios in a year for a spend of 16 lakhs. Is that a good reward for 16 lakhs spend? Are there better cards that can give better rewards?
Yeah, so it's the roughly end to end. If you count the milestone as well as your regular earnings, your Avios card will get you give or take 4% return in Avios, right? Which is a decent return. But I think the way I would want to think about that card is you want to think about it very opportunistically. I think of it as a milestone card that gives you rewards on a lot of excluded categories. It works on utilities, it works on rent, it works on taxes, and so on. So I mean, are there better cards? Yes, there are better cards. We are talking about Atlas on this one. Atlas gives you a better reward rate per se. However, I think this is a bit of a unique tool that you have that you want to use in the right situations.
All right, all right. Let's come to the next one. Dhiman, perhaps you can take this one. Sanya is asking, can you name more milestone cards for tax payments and government transactions?
Yeah, so we covered a few, right? We covered Avios, we covered Plat Travel, we covered Singapore Airlines card with SBI. Marriott Bonvoy, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it works. Amaya, please confirm. For the milestone, it works, right? Not base point, but the milestone counts. I think these are four good cards, man. I think consider one of these. Sorry, Times Black. Times Black, another one, but doesn't like specific milestones, nahi, but yeah, it does work. Does Time Black work for tax? You sure about it?
Ashish just commented in chat sometime back saying
Okay,
it does.
got
I
it,
will go by
got
his
it,
word.
got it, got it. But the milestone of Time Black is, I think, some voucher or something, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Right, let's come to the next one. Amia, maybe you can take this. Varun says he's planning to close one of the three cards. He's got the Infinia, Plat Travel, and the Atlas. Which one should he close? He's not able to hit milestones on Amex and Atlas and wants to close one. He's from Hyderabad. Man, this is the holy trinity. Kya karoge?
I think we all should take this question individually. Uh, what I would do personally is I'd close a Plat Travel. I think the other two are too valuable. What do you guys think?
I would not close Atlas because of what I justified in the beginning. It's not being issued anymore. Flat travel, same reason. जब तक वापस खुलेगा नहीं, बहुत risky है. I would keep it even if I'm not able to hit the milestone 1 year. So be it. I wouldn't close any of the cards. I mean, if I have to and I'm pushed to the wall to close a card, then probably it would be flat travel. But I wouldn't close it. Like for God's sake, I would fight my battle as much as I could.
Same, yeah. These are very, very cool cards. It's hard. I would say latch on to it for another year if you can, and make it worth your while. Don't close the cards. This is like an incredible sweet spot of cards. If you have to, then yeah, I would give up the Atlas actually, because your spends are not all that high. Then the plat travel you can use for like spends that don't give rewards, right? And you can still get your 40,000 or 50,000 points plus the 10,000 Qatar voucher. So I could keep the Infinia, but I could use the Amex Flat Travel as a milestone based card. While I know that there are milestones in Axis as well, I still feel like the 4 lakh limit in Amex is easier to hit rather than the 7.5 lakh and 15 lakh limit in Atlas. So those are my thoughts. I think there are no right answers or wrong answers here. It's a function of what you choose and how you do. So Varun, hope that helps. Let's come to another question. Dhiman, maybe you can take this. Akshay says that he's buying a property. He's not eligible for Magnus for Burgundy, but Axis is offering him the base Magnus, which is the vanilla Magnus. If he gets it and he keeps the points and upgrades later on Magnus for Burgundy, will his points be converted and transferred at Magnus for Burgundy rate?
As of now, Akshay, this is working. Uh, we can't predict कि अगर आपने जमा कर लिया and आपको 1 साल के बाद अगर M4 भी मिला तो you will get those points. Nobody can predict it. It's a risk. If you are okay to take that risk, please go ahead, accumulate on Magnus and convert it to Magnus for Burgundy. But the rate at which M4B is being seen by and looked at with prying eyes by Axis, I doubt this will continue for long. So it's a risk. It's a 50-50. I don't know how long are you going to do this. My recommendation would be if it's a 3-month window that you're going to get the M4B and using Magnus, it seems safe. If it's going to be a 1-year window that you plan to accumulate on Magnus and then get the M4B, I would say don't do it. It's not, the ratios will not change back to 5:4. That's my prediction or whatever you can call it.
All right, let's come to our next one. Nikhil says he got the Axis Vistara Infinite last year. Vistara is gone. He got the Axis Atlas last week, and now he hears this. He needs to stop getting into the credit card game. Yeah, Nikhil,
Card killer.
वो बोलते
Card
हैं ना,
killer.
there are only 3 things certain in life. One is death, the second is taxes, and the third one is credit card devaluations. यार ये तो होते ही रहेंगे. I think we need to punch above our weight and keep getting the cards we desire. Don't worry about it. Keep getting the other cards. I'm sure you've got other cards as well. उससे कुछ
अरे
नहीं हुआ, फायदा ही हुआ.
ask him वो कौन सा कार्ड नेक्स्ट लेने वाला है, वो जरूरी है, वो पूछो. भाई
नहीं,
Nikhil, please tell us which card you will also kind of, a lot of people appreciate. Tell which card are you going to get next.
cool. So with that, Nikhil, यार chill करो, इतना stress मत लो, apply करते रहो, make use of points, don't hold on them, keep redeeming them, keep having fun, because once you hold too much, then your points get devalued. There's no point, right? So circle of life, keep enjoying your points. Let's take this one. Dhimant, your view. Do you think Infinia is better than EPM? He thinks EPM is better. Please explain. And I think both of you should answer this, Amaya and Dhimant. So Dhimant, maybe you can go first. Which one would you choose, Infinia or EPM?
Whenever I have a choice to spend and buy vouchers, I always choose Infinia first. Simple reason is that I can convert it to SQ. EPM I cannot convert to SQ. So वो 18% जो मुझे मिलता है versus the 16%, I am ready to let go of that 2% because they have miles partners. Worst case scenario, I can even convert to Accor if I'm going to fall short of a redemption, which even though at a very bad ratio, it still gives me a 1 rupee value for my Infinia point. So there is no way I would spend EPM over Infinia. The places where I use EPM over Infinia is that one, if my limit of that voucher is over on Infinia, or the convenience fee is lower by a large amount, like in Amazon, it's now decently different, or there is a voucher that doesn't exist on Infinia. Otherwise, I don't use EPM at all. I use Infinia wherever I can.
Amna?
Same, like in fact, I use both Infinia and EPM just for buying Amazon vouchers and putting it back in my wallet. And between the two of them, I prefer Infinia because of the travel partners, basically. Yeah.
So I think Amaya had decided to give away his EPM in that Super Premium Cards episode. He said if I had to close one card, it would be EPM.
I agree. I still hold on to it. In fact, I think my lineup doesn't change with respect to closing. I think you people might have to reconsider given the changes in Premier.
Yeah, and I think that the only other reason why I would have prefer an EPM is the what we spoke about in the episode as well, right? Which is getting an add-on for my kid. I think that's a wonderful feature. If that's one of the requirements that you have, then definitely EPM over Infinia.
यार मेरा थोड़ा काउंटर इंट्यूटिव है आंसर इधर. I feel I would retain the EPM and not the Infinia. My answer there is simply because the ICICI interface is amazingly smooth to use. Also, like, and I'll also give you a use case comparison of Travel Edge, right? Travel Edge में 24% मिलता है if you have Magnus Burgundy. ICICI में 18% मिलेगा. Last 3 transactions that I have done, and they've all happened in recent weeks, I've still chosen the ICICI iShop because yeah, it happens so fast. Mobile pe hota hai, desktop pe hota hai, it's smooth, there's no lag, it's fast. If you don't have time, I think it works. Access Travel is, you just keep like loading it every now and then. And Smart Buy mein also the prices change, I feel, and the UI is a little bit clunky. Sometimes it says booking on hold, then it takes about 6-8 hours for your booking to come. So I feel that tech is still not sorted yet. And I'm more of a peace of mind guy, guarantee, abhi mere ko de do jo bhi hai kind of guy, which is why I like it. I completely understand what Dhimant is saying, right? Miles transfer abhi nahi hai, which is like a big one. So uske liye, I think that is a deterrent and ICICI takes a hit, but I'm sure that's coming soon. Cool. Let's move on to more questions. There is another interesting one here, which is Chirag. Chirag is saying he shifted to Bangalore a couple of months ago. He went to Amin Tiri. Hands down, it was amazing food. Glad you liked it, man. Chirag, Amin Tiri is awesome. They opened a brand new outlet in HSR. The new outlet is stunning. I haven't had a chance to go there yet, but Suraj, who runs Amin Tiri, is a good friend of ours. And if you haven't tried yet, they have something called the Pistachio Blondie, which is a cake with copious amounts of pistachios and white chocolate. And when you bite into it, it's buttery, it's rich, it's decadent. It's got this white chocolate that is melty and pistachios loaded on top. Man, it is awesome. Also, if you're ones who like chocolate with cookie dough, they have this lovely cookie dough loaf, which has these melty, chewy chocolate pockets inside a cookie dough loaf. When you eat it, it's like you've attained nirvana. So वो बहुत अच्छी चीज है. Try it in Amin Tiri when you're there next time. You'll enjoy it. Now that my food comment is done, let's move to some more, which थोड़ा सा emotional वाला question by Praveen. And Praveen is asking, guys, what was the heartbreak devaluation for you? जब दिल ही टूट गया, हम जी के क्या करें? Cool. मेरे लिए, I think the heartbreak devaluation was the 10x of diners that got devalued a few years back. The 33% knockout just going out. I think that was like a heartbreak moment for me. But I'd love to come to you, Dhimant and Ameya. What was yours?
Yeah, I mean, Diners comes very, 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 very close to the answer. But the answer for me is the Group A devaluation. I think that was huge. Like being able to earn so much and still not being able to spend, like it's insane. I hate that.
True. Yeah, that one hurt too. But luckily, a lot of people had so much supply that they were like, "Chalo, theek hai." But credit to Access, right? They gave time to people to move their
Yeah.
points out, and
Appreciate
all
that.
that,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
quite nice of them. But Ameya, दिल टूटा है कभी आज तक या नहीं? मतलब
Yeah,
खुशी से.
diners, man. Diners is the easy answer. First thing that came to mind when I saw the comment was diners. But the Magnus 1 lakh milestone devaluation is also pretty nasty. Yeah.
Kavita rightly says that when City announced they were moving out, bilkul dil toot gaya. I think as a banking partner, like I was with them for like 13 years, and when they moved
Same.
out, yeah, Kavita, for sure, this was like a major one. And then Devansh is also saying, right, that 1 lakh devaluation, like Ameya said, that was massive, right? So, bilkul. I think that one really hurt.
Actually, if you consider City going away as a devaluation, then there is one more which hurts even more is Vistara going away. Vistara and Jet going away. These are like nothing less than devaluations for all of us. Like
Oh yeah,
insane,
Vistara. How
insane
can we
hurt.
miss that, yaar? That the Star Alliance gold thing that people missed. Man, that was like that. Yeah, that was, I think, very, very close to a heartbreak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Cool. Let's come to a few more comments here. There is an interesting one which is right here. Ranbir is saying, Lavon ki yaad mat karao. Ranbir, was lovely meeting you at Miles Ahead on Saturday last week. Glad you enjoyed what Chef Anosh put up for us. मैं घर पे photos दिखा रहा था to my mom, dad, and to Sanya and my son was salivating. He was like, "When are you going to take me there?" I said, "I can take you to Lavon in Bangalore, but Chef Anosh is not here. Chef Anosh is in Delhi, so you missed it. But usko bhi leke jana padega." Lavon was awesome, and I'm glad you kind of enjoyed it. Ashish is asking, "Have you all tried Kake di Hatti?" I've tried it. It's great. Dimant Amaya, what are your thoughts? Have you all been there?
I I like Kake the Aarti, but I love Chula Chowki the Dhaba more. I mean, their food is more natural and more like less color and more natural. So I like Chula Chowki the Dhaba more.
Cool, cool. Let's take a couple more questions. Fatafat. One is it says this is an interesting one. I think all three of us should answer. Amit is saying, is it worth paying international hotels using Atlas considering forex charges? Yar, Amit, it depends. If you have the Magnus for Burgundy, I would say don't, because you will get 4.8%, but you'll get charged 2.4%, so you will net 2.4%. Atlas में क्या होता है? The opportunity cost is slightly higher. You're getting 3.5% forex charges plus GST, तो 4% आपका चला जाएगा. But your average earn on maybe Atlas over a 15 lakh spend is probably going to be about 8%. So if you still want to pocket that delta and you don't have enough domestic spends to cover your Atlas spends, that is when I would say use it. But otherwise, I would say avoid it if you have like a zero forex card which gives you points, or if you have like a Magnus Burgundy where you can use it for potential AEP, where the earn rate will be substantially more. That's my thought. But Dhiman, Tamaya, what do you all think?
I would say use it. If you don't have a better card, if you don't have any of the super premium cards, I think this is a very good card to pay. It's okay. 6% is still a great gain. 10 minus 4, like still a great gain.
Amaya?
Yeah, anything aside from Magnus Burgundy, use the Atlas and don't even think about it.
Yeah, so there's another comment by NG which says, please find a Lavon-like place for the Mumbai Miles Ahead meetup. Yaar, NG, happy to confirm. Dhiman, sign ho gaya na contract?
Yes, it's signed.
तो announce कर
Go
सकते हैं ना
for
अभी?
it. Karo, karo.
So NG,
Bindas.
happy to announce that the Miles Ahead meetup that's happening in Bombay is going to happen at Sofitel at BKC. It's a fantastic location. It's a lovely place, right in the center of things of Bangalore. We all love Sofitel Mumbai for their hospitality vibe. It's such a beautiful place. So very excited to be meeting all of you who've signed up for Miles Ahead Mumbai in September, mid-September. It's sold out. Again, very, very excited. Alec, no session in Bangalore planned yet, right? Bangalore, abhi filhal mein to I don't think will happen anytime before end of, like even November for that matter. I think we're completely booked out at least till the earliest one after Bombay is going to be Hyderabad on 11th of October, like we discussed today. Cool. I think with that, we should try and call this a wrap. Two big takeaways from tonight, the way I see it: do not let FOMO drive your Atlas decision. Think frameworks, think combos, think spends, think opportunities of where you want to go. Based on that, take a call. Second, do not panic book Singapore Airlines KrisFlyer. Book with purpose, diversify your miles. If you have a 100% short trip coming up, then go ahead and book. Do not make knee-jerk reactions. That think smart, think strategies. That is what makes this game fun. Big thanks, Amaya and Dhimant, for joining us. Big thanks, all of you, for tuning in today. Any parting advice, Amaya and Dhimant? Quick, 10 seconds each.
My advice is very simple. I think Adil, you covered it. If you're holding the Atlas, you're part of an exclusive club. If you don't have the Atlas, go apply the Travel One. I feel Travel One is going to change a lot of things. So that's my simple advice. On SQ, I think don't panic. If you have a trip planned to US or to Australia, New Zealand, consider planning and booking it before 1st November. Otherwise, don't panic.
Amya?
Yeah, I think pretty much the same. Like, it's a good card. It continues to be a good card. If you're holding it, great. If you're not holding it, you'll have to think a little more around strategy. But there's no reason why you can't achieve those kind of returns for most cases, except for the 10% on hotels and flights.
Cool, cool. I think that's that. With that, let's call this a wrap, guys. Big thanks to all 2,800 of you who joined us today.
Whoa.
Wild and crazy. This has been our largest live stream yet. I see 545 concurrents on YouTube. I see 1,450 on our Great Indian Mile Twitter. I see 324 on Demon's Twitter. I see 476 on my Twitter. So with that, that's more than 2,801 of you who've joined in live today. Big thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the live stream. Have a fun holiday tomorrow. It's lovely when you get a midweek holiday like this. And then keep earning, keep redeeming, keep traveling smarter. See you soon.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. 0 to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the Great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go.